You have reached Atheist Republic voicemails. God may not be listening to you, but the citizens of the Atheist Republic are. Leave us a voicemail on atheistrepublic.com for a chance to have your message broadcast to our followers worldwide. Send us your opinions, stories, advice, or concerns. Together, we'll build a platform for atheist voices all around the globe.
Hello, Atheist Republic. This is an ex-Muslim atheist from Egypt, and I didn't really want to say where I'm from. I had to because I wanted people to know that atheists do exist in the Middle East, that atheists do exist in oppressed and in Muslim countries, and that oppression only pushes us just away from Islam or away from any religion. And I just also wanted to say that your videos have been helping me a ton since with the insanity everywhere around me. So I'm really grateful this organization exists. So thank you and have a good day.
Hello everyone, my name is Imran Niaz and I'm from Pakistan, Kashmir, in Muzaffarabad. A couple of years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I left Islam. I read my first book about life and I started criticizing on God. I was in 9th class, but when few people read the book and they say this book is not making any sense, you're talking against God, I started making objection on God and prophets and 1.2400k prophets of Muslims. And I started debating my family and lots of people start criticizing on me. I'm still facing a problem. My one friend, he lives in Multan, so he and his he received clear threats with calls, and I still have on my phone some threads, and whenever I go anywhere and people start criticizing of me. 2 days ago, a person asked me that he beat an atheist in this country because he write on his car that if God loved his son, so why he sent to earth? So this is the problem here. If anything happens to me or my friends, the government will be responsible. All the religious people will be responsible for this.
Hi, I am an atheist from Bahrain. I'm not going to keep this very long. I just want to say that I left Islam around a few months ago, and I gotta say I've always felt that morally Islam was very immoral in a lot of terms. But over the years, I've always tried to convince myself that it is for a good reason that God would have ordered these things. And because I am a very curious person, and even my family probably knows this, but they deny it when it comes to religion. I love researching, I love technology, I love reading, I love all that crap. So just a while ago, something happened, and I gotta say that my family was the main cause. They pushed me because they've always imposed Islam on me for whatever reason, for anything that happens, whatever that happens, whatever I do, that it's always Islamic stuff being imposed forcefully on me. And that made me suspect that something could be wrong. So I started researching Islam deeply and myths and other Abrahamic religions and everything. Basically, I just came to the conclusion that it is indeed all man-made, and the Quran itself is full of a lot grammatical errors, contradictions, changing laws, and the God of the Quran basically doesn't know anything that happens in the future. Basically every verse in the Quran comes out after something happens. And Muhammad himself doesn't have any miracles, and they've had to fake miracles for him in the hadith. And even his entry to Medina is literally a copy from the Gospels, and even the miracles in the Sirah are the same. Basically, everything is forged. And the things, man, the hudud, the punishments, those things are very, very barbaric and very ISIS-like. So ISIS is basically is the true definition of Islam. That's what perhaps majority of Muslims don't know, and they always deny it. And I was the same. I would also deny it because I was stupid and I didn't read these things. I didn't know anything. We basically inherit our religions from our parents and think we are right. It had nothing to do with it being right or wrong. It's just the geological, the location, the region you're born in that decides your religion. But Islam is very dangerous because it it is it is built on the idea of expansion and imposing itself on people. Otherwise, they have to pay money or be killed. And it's just so many wrong things in it. Cutting the arms of people, stoning women to death, throwing people off roofs for their sexuality. I don't know, so many crazy things, contradictions in the verses. God makes up his mind every time differently. The God of the Quran, and it's just so many things, scientific errors, and they literally want to prove that the Quran is a scientific book by interpreting it differently each time and lying on people. And people are basically like herd mentality. Like these religious scholars are literally brainwashing them. Because think about it: if Islam falls, governments will fall, religious men will sit in the streets. They won't get any money. They won't get anything. So it's basically a very, very, very abusive, oppressive system, and it doesn't even respect women. It compares them to dogs and donkeys and half witness and half whatever you call that thing. But yeah, there's so many things wrong with it, and cussing in the book itself. It hates others that are not Muslims, and it's very funny because the Meccan verses are very peaceful and call out for people of all religions to live alone. But then in Medinian verses, it's so bloody. A lot of Muslims don't know that because the Quran itself is not a random revelation order, so they don't know these things. It becomes very obvious when you compare the Meccan verses to the Medinian verse. Anyway, I don't want to keep this long. Right now, I am focused on trying to find a way to get out, and I've met a bunch of atheists from other Muslim countries who are really, really, I'm glad that I changed my mind about religion and just stopped.
Please consider supporting us by sharing the podcast with your fellow heathens or donating by going to atheistrepublic.com and clicking on support. Subscribe to Atheist Republic voicemails on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app. And please leave us a review.